Hey, what's going on? What's going on, family? Check it out, man. Today, man, I want to talk to you about Tupac. Yeah, I got some real deep shit, man. I want to express to y'all, man. And and I'm telling you, man, 100% that I personally feel that this cat is alive, bro. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? I really feel that this dude. I mean, it gets real deep, man. It's real deep, man. I mean, I could talk for hours, man, about this, and but it's very intriguing, man, about what this cat Tupac went through, gone through, and just everything involved, man, in his life, man. It's real deep, man. It's just not like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna fake my death, boom. It's not that easy. You know, it's been planned. Uh, it took a lot of effort from this dude, man. It took a lot of effort, and so let me just go ahead and dive right into it and let y'all know what I came up with. All right. So I might bounce around a little bit in regards to topics, so just bear with me. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I might be talking about one subject and it might go off, but I'll come back to it. So, like I said, just bear with me, man, and I really appreciate that. So, yeah, Tupac has been seen in Africa, man. There's a couple videos showing Tupac rapping at a concert in Tanzania, Africa. And also, like, Tupac was at a concert where Little Kim also attended, and I actually saw the video, man. He was there, man. Tupac uses a fake name and joined the rapper's crew guarded by a security team to board a plane after the concert the next day to get away. But that's just in regards to that concert he went to, where Lil Kim was there, and I saw Tupac there and everything. So, well, there's this guy, man. His name is Myers, right? He claims that Tupac paid him 50,000 for a lookalike to be taken to the morgue, right? And the circumstances of Shakur's death remains highly questionable to fans who have claimed sightings of the rapper over the years. Authorities have still, they still maintain that Tupac died after the drive-by shooting on September the 7th. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, there's this guy, right? Like I was telling you, his name was David Myers. He made an alleged confession. He made an alleged confession as he lies in critical condition in the hospital from his deathbed. He revealed that he was paid $1.5 million for his part in the cover-up. He goes, "The world needs to know what I did," Myers said. "I'm ashamed that I let a price be put on my word, and I cannot die without letting the world know." The former cop claims that over 30 people were involved in the cover-up. This is what David Myers is saying. He goes, "There's over 30 people involved in the cover-up, including Suge Knight, who is currently in jail right now. Who's currently in jail for a murder. I think for one murder, robbery, and some other shit. Also, the Outlaws are in on it. They knew about it. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, check it out. There's this guy, man, named Casanova the Don, right? He's a rapper. That Tupac been using this guy, man. Casanova the Don, he's a frontman. He's the face. You know, he does some music too, you know what I'm saying? But he's also, Pac is also doing lyrics in there. So, Tupac's the voice of Casanova the Don, right? I think a lot of people know about that. You know, it's been you know, on the internet, social media, and all that crap. But anyhow, Casanova the Don released an album called Resurrection in 2003, right? Well, actually, Pac did. Tupac also came up with the video Smile. Remember when, I think it was in 97 or 98, with Scarface, where Tupac was on the cross? That was actually Tupac. Depicted on the cross, crucified like Jesus Christ. This video is also a clue that Tupac successfully resurrected like Jesus, because the stunt double in the Smile music video is actually Tupac himself, meaning he was alive to film the music video after his death. Tupac repeatedly compared his death to the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. It's even deeper than that. Remember in Tupac's song New God Flow, from the frontman Casanova. He also used Casanova as a frontman too. There was two of them, Casanova with a K and Casanova with a C, right? Well, he says in that song to Kanye, he goes, Kanye West, what's up, nigga? Acknowledging him. Kanye West replied to this in his 2013 song, I Am a God. Remember in that Kanye West song, he goes, in that song, I Am a God, he goes, where he refers to Tupac as Jesus, he goes, Kanye is acknowledging Tupac is back from the dead. When Kanye says, he goes, I just talked to Jesus. What he really meant, it was, I just talked to Tupac. And here's the icing on the cake. Check this out. J. Cole was also, Pac also acknowledged J. Cole like Jesus. He had a line, he goes, same out the same day, Kanye, I just talked to Jesus. Kanye West said, I just talked to Jesus line, and both were released on the same label. If that made any sense. He also used another frontman called Black Haze. It's B-L-A-C, Haze. Back in 97, called Resurrection, but he spelled it R-E-Z-A-R-E-C-S-H-U-N. And let me see. Well, here's another piece of evidence I got, right? Tupac's Death Around the Corner is a double entendre, or whatever that word is. Not only did Tupac see an untimely death in his future, he described how it took place. His shooters literally got away around the corner, making a right on Koval, right? Also, Tupac started using Black Haze as his first frontman in 97 with a soundtrack called Resurrection. Then he rapped as Crazy. He also used Crazy. New Orleans rapper Crazy released his debut album I Shed Tears for the World in 98 on Rough Era Records. He released Please Don't Kill Me in 1999 on the same label. Bootleggers released copies of Crazy's solo album and said that they were Tupac Machiavelli unreleased album mixtapes. Tupac was rapping as Crazy because time and time again he referred to events from his former life as Tupac. When Crazy says, "A bitch is at the hotel," now screaming, "I raped her." Now that's how these hoes play ya. He was talking about his case. He was talking about his case. When and back in '94, I think, when they tried to get him for that rape charge he was falsely accused of in '94. Yeah. Tupac went on to sign his Crazy alias with New Orleans label No Limit. This is crazy shit right here. Check this out. Tupac also had another alias under No Limit Records. Under No Limit Records. Back when No Limit was hitting hard. He goes, the cover of True is TRU. Back in '95 album, True was a clue Tupac was calling the shots and working with them. A blood pact is illustrated to symbolize the agreement between Tupac and Master P, Silk the Shocker, and C Murder. Those three, Master P, Silk the Shocker, and C Murder, are all blood relatives. And they're also called True. Tupac is also blindfolded on the cover. It was a symbol that Tupac was lending his voice to True to use. Also, with No Limit, Tupac was rapping under C Murder as well. He was using C Murder was Corey Miller, right? And Tupac together. So Corey Miller and Tupac together, they were considered C Murder. Corey Miller was the face, but Tupac was the voice behind the face. In January 2002, Corey Miller was arrested for the fatal shooting of a 16-year-old fan in a nightclub. There were no ballistic evidence or gun linking him into the crime. Many believe Corey was falsely arrested and accused. Well, C Murder died in 2002. He didn't personally die, but his reputation died in 2002 after the charges came out. Well, anyways, another clue is C Murder came out with a novel released in 2007. C Murder's novel is titled Death Around the Corner. After Tupac's song of the same name, C Murder and Crazy weren't the only rappers frontmen that Tupac used for No Limit Records. There were also frontmen. Another frontman name he used was Fiend, like a dope fiend, like Fiend. Fiend's second album on No Limit was Street Life back in '99. Has the same design like his Machiavelli album with the sword going through Machiavelli. It has the same one going, and it says Fiend, and it has the same sword going through it, just like Machiavelli. That's crazy, man. Anyways, Tupac was rapping on No Limit as Crazy, C Murder, Fiend, and Master P, without a doubt. That's not all. There are other No Limit artists which Tupac also voiced, but I'll be here all day. There was more, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna mention them all. Anyways, we can agree Tupac was one of the reasons No Limit Records was so successful at that time, man. Tupac was behind that shit, man. Let me see. Yeah, where am I? I got lost. I'm sorry. Okay, we can agree that Tupac was one of the reasons No Limit was so successful. There were other frontman rappers Tupac used as well. For example, Lil Zane, Four Fingers Charlie, because the official story claims that Pac lost one of his, I think, the middle finger in his right hand during the shooting. Also, he used Gangsta Pat, Players for Life, which they debuted in '97 with the album called Playing for Real on Big J Records. Tupac rapped for all those three guys that were in Playing for Real. Then there was Rakim. Rakim also debuted in '97 from Memphis, Tennessee. Album called The New Beginning. Man, Tupac used a lot of fucking frontmen. He used a lot of artists, man. And he was rapping behind them, sending signals, signs, everything, man. You know what I'm saying? He was behind all that shit. A lot of rappers and a lot of people didn't know, man. You know, I definitely didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And then he used another one called Mr. G Reality. Mr. G Reality is a gospel rapper from Chicago Tupac had used, which debuted in 2004 with the song The Message. And then he used Malign 20, was another frontman rapper. That one, Malign 20, is spelled MALIGN 20. That one you really need to look up, man, because it shows a lot of real fucking music that he came up with. That, man, it sounds perfect, just like Tupac, and all the, you know, subliminal messages, everything, man. I guarantee you, you'll be convinced that it's Pac, man. Anyhow, I know Tupac used a lot of frontman rappers so he can still express to everyone what's really going on. Like Casanova's song Mystery, where Tupac raps about that night in Las Vegas. All the dots will connect when you hear that song, which was recorded in 2012 and released in 2014. That was supposed to be 18 years after he passed. He was supposed to come back, you know what I'm saying, and make himself known. Anyhow, I'm going to connect the dots here, okay, about how he faked his death. And, you know, I'm just going to break it down real quick about this guy he met, how the bodies were switched, how he met this cat. His name was Devin Clark, man, right? He was a young cat, man. He was 19. He turned 20, when, you know, when he died. But Devin Clark, who he was dying of AIDS, and he also looked like Tupac, man. He looked exactly like Tupac. So Pac had a conversation with Devon and asked him if he knew about euthanasia. So Pac asked him if he would. When he first met him, he met him when he was doing that movie Gridlock, right? And they didn't really talk the first time he met, but then he said, I'll chat with you later. He came back and talked to him, but then next time he talked to him, he found out about that he was a wanted man. They were trying to kill him and all that shit. So I guess Tupac, that's when he decided to fake his death. So he talked to Devon Clark and asked him if he knew about the euthanasia, right? And that's something they use for people that are real sick, like especially with AIDS. Instead of, because, you know, they're hurting and suffering with AIDS. And what that euthanasia does, they give it to them to where it's a slow, painless death, where they don't feel shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, but he wasn't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Pac had another plan. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, he goes ahead. He would offer Devin. He goes, since your life is already gone, he's already had almost full blown AIDS already. It was like real bad. It wasn't like full blown, but it was already bad. He goes, since your life is already gone, how would you like to take care of your family and leave them with a lot of money so they don't have to worry about working or anything, man? They'll be set for the rest of their life. I mean, he's already dying of AIDS, man. So I'm you know what I'm saying, he was gonna die within a few years, you know what I'm saying? So why not? So supposedly he got a few $1 million for his family. So I'm sure he agreed. Well, he had to, because there was this guy that looked like Pac in there and that wasn't Pac. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, uh, when he goes, Pac would offer uh Devin Clark some money for his family to help Pac fake his death. Apparently, Devin agreed. So how? So how they? Let me see. It goes over here. Yeah. So how they exchange bodies and how all that worked? Well, there was a helicopter that came to the site. Remember when that one lady? I'll talk about her in a little bit. But there was this lady that says she saw a helicopter show up and said that they took Pac. Apparently, they did take Pac. But in that helicopter, they brought Devin Clark, switched the bodies, put Pac in the helicopter, put Devin Clark in the ambulance, sent Devin Clark to the hospital, and Pac took off in the helicopter. Bounced. And that's why, well, anyway, so that's how they probably exchanged the bodies in the helicopter. They put Devin in the car, and then put him in the ambulance to make it seem like it was Pac. And so you're probably asking how, well, if they changed the bodies, okay, but how'd they replicate like the shots? Well, they had to reenact the shooting. So apparently, since he was already dying of AIDS, he was already going to die, so apparently he agreed. So they reenacted the same deal with Pac, which was a dude that was supposed to look like Pac. They reenacted to where they shot him in the arm, shot him in, you know, the leg, the pelvic, whatever, and then hurry up. And then when apparently the car, the white Cadillac that cruised up next to Pac, apparently they got out the car. It wasn't a drive-by where they shot out, the arm came out. It was bullshit. He got out the car and lit up the side of the car, which was bulletproof, so it didn't penetrate, you know, all the way through. So anyhow, so they reenacted. They shot that other dude, Devin Clark. They brought him in the ambulance. He was already bleeding. So they switched the bodies. So they put Devin Clark in the car, drove, and they remember like he took off like better. Shook, drove all crazy and shit, fucked up the rims and shit, whatnot, and then took him in the ambulance and drove him to the hospital. So he had gunshot wounds. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they reenacted it. That's how he got those bullet wounds. Anyways, remember that time when they interviewed Tupac's stepfather? And he said, did you go see Pac? He goes, yeah, the last time I saw him, I went to the hospital. But it was someone that resembled Pac. It wasn't Pac. It was someone that resembled Pac. It wasn't, what was his exact words? It wasn't the Pac I remembered. It resembled Pac, but that wasn't the Pac I remembered. That's what his exact words were. So what does that tell you right there? It wasn't Pac. It was his double. It was Devin Clark. And then check this out. I'll tell you in a little bit. So Devin Clark was there in the hospital for a week. And supposedly they said they burned Tupac's ashes and shit. So and then remember they said that the outlaw smoked Tupac's ashes It was Devin Clark's ashes they smoked. That's crazy. So, yeah. So let me go back over here. Saying, yeah. So Tupac. Let me see. I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna go back to what there was another frontman that Pac used. Okay, just we'll keep that on ice right for right now. Cassius was another frontman that Tupac used, which debuted in June 24th, 2014 with Euthanasia. Believe that? 2014 with Euthanasia. Cassius was signed to Shady Records. Okay, it was called Euthanasia. Cassius. The name of the album was called Euthanasia, and it was signed to Shady Records with Eminem. You believe that shit? Oh, and he goes, y'all need to check that. Y'all need to check that one out from Cassius. It's Cashis, and it has a $ on the S in the middle. Anyways, well, enough about that topic. Before I go, there's this one topic I wanna address to y'all about Tupac faking his death. But before I go there, I just want to let y'all know that Tupac has 2 kids. He has a boy and a girl, right? The girl's name is Star, and the boy's name is Jaquan Odom, who also sings, but he doesn't rap. He's like an R&B singer. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and there's this book called The White Book. I don't know if you could check it out on Amazon or whatever. Check out The White Book, and it tells everything about Pac's story and about his kids and all that. I just want to let y'all know that. Well, the reason why Pac, faked his death was because, Pac was going to be somebody big, man. And a lot of people were behind him on it. A lot of people. He was on a show before he supposedly passed away. And he was telling them, about that we need to have our own political party. It's going to be for Mexicans, blacks, Armenians, whoever. I don't give a fuck. Tupac, he told Sway he wanted to run for president by the next election if God let me live. That was back in 96. The beginning of 96. Pac told Vibe interview that he wants to change the world in 20 years if God let him live. Could Pac be planning to run for president in 2020? This was one of the reasons COINTELPRO wanted Pac dead. Because he was going to be a revolutionary leader, man. He was going to be somebody big, man. And they knew it. That he was going to be a threat to their agenda, man. To the Illuminati's agenda and shit. So, yeah, I already talked about that. Oh yeah, there's this about that one girl that I just wanted to let y'all know. Her name was Paige Hemis. That they interviewed her during the shooting, right after the shooting, and she said that she saw a helicopter. When she got closer, they were taking Pac away in the helicopter. And then this was back in 96. And then in 2012, right? This is 16 years later. She tweeted and that she's standing by her story, man. That, you know what I'm saying? So, it's got to be true, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to bring that to your attention. What I'm about to address to y'all right now, you could just take it how you want to take it. You know what I mean? Me, I don't really want to believe it. You know, because I don't really think it's true. Because they didn't. I think they had an open casket with Biggie. Biggie's funeral and shit, and people were actually crying, and like Tupac, people, you didn't really see people cry, man. Nobody really actually cried. You didn't see people like, oh, he's dead, and all you hear is people is, oh, I don't know if he's dead or alive, or I think he's alive, or oh, he's dead, but then there's nothing, just blank stares, like there's no feeling behind it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody that they talk to, all these artists, all these people, family members, all these people, they're just all happy talking about it. I mean, doesn't that tell you something, man? That he's alive, man. You know? And they talk about Biggie, they're all hurt. You know what I'm saying? But I did some searching, and I looked into it, and it could be, man, that he also has frontmen that he lived. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Just let me know how you feel about this, man. I'm not saying it's real, it's true about Biggie, but I know more or less with Tupac that he's alive, man. But Biggie, I'm not really too sure about that. Let me just break it down to you real quick. It's about Biggie. They're also saying that he's not dead, that he supposedly knew about his date that he was gonna get shot and supposedly killed back in '97, exactly 6 months after Pac died. They're saying Biggie also used frontmen as well. He used there's this one rapper, if you want to look into it, his name is BBJ, right? BBJ's first single and music video dropped in '97, the end of '97, getting him my deal with Jive. Biggie, that BBJ is a gospel rap singer who used the name Pentecostal Papa. Also, he used BBJ, Pentecostal Papa, and Pentecostal Papa, man, sounds just like fucking Biggie, dude. And then when they talk to Pentecostal Papa, he doesn't sound nothing like the dude singing, man, rapping, man. His voice is totally different. You know, when you talk to, Biggie, his voice, you can tell that that's him rapping. His voice is the same, man. But when they talk to Pentecostal Papa, man, it's a totally different voice, man. So check that one out. BBJ, Pentecostal Papa. Pentecostal Papa is a gospel rap singer. Big dude. But I think he's a frontman. Also, Biggie used Gorilla Black, which debuted in 2004. Gorilla Black started when BBJ stopped. Gorilla Black made a song called Compton, featuring Beanie Man with Virgin Records in 2004. So just let me know what you think about that, about those rappers. It's just a theory. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm like, it could be 50-50 or 40-60. I'm more leaning that maybe 30% maybe, 70% nah. I don't know. Just comment. Let me know how you feel about what you think about that in regards to Biggie. I mean, for a fact, I know Pac's alive, man. I saw a video, man. I forgot to tell you that it's a 45-year-old Pac, man. He was talking, bro. He was in fucking Africa, dude. And it was Pac. It wasn't a double. It was Pac, man. And it was a 45-year-old Pac, man. I'm telling you, it was him, man. I forgot what video it was, man. But if you do some searching, man, in the internet, man, you might find out. I mean, find that video. But I don't know what you want. You could look. what to search for. But yeah, man. I don't know if I'm gonna do another video in regards to Pac, because I know there's a lot more evidence and more shit out there. If you do, comment below. Let me know if you want me to do another video in regards to Tupac, or if you want me to talk about somebody else. But don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, man. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, man. And if you could share, but like my video, man, and subscribe, and just comment. Let me know how you feel about, my channel, about the subjects I'm talking about, Tupac, all that, man. So it's your boy Big Cass with 210 H.O.O.D.S.Movement. I'm out. Deuces.